So this is my story of getting robbed at Asunción, Paraguay on January 20th of 2026. I was at Le Pelican Hotel. If you Google that, you will see that it's in a Paseo Galeria, Seoul shopping mall. It's in a very good neighborhood. Paraguay is probably, I heard Asunción has way better safety than Rio. This is the 6th week of my South America trip. I spent 2 weeks in Rio, 2 weeks in Sao Paulo, all the way to Uruguay to Argentina. I didn't go into any danger because I was very careful, especially in Brazil when you see homeless people on the street, the dirty, the dim places, you avoid those. I got robbed at 6:30 in the evening. It was rush traffic hour with a lot of cars waiting at the red light. Two guys on a moto, the second guy just passed me by. I could see the guy with my peripheral vision. He was there to grab it. As you can see from the camera recording, I reacted as fast as possible, but still, he just went off. There was a guy who saw it. He didn't help. No heroic actions from many people inside the car. I was in agony for the first 24 hours. I didn't get over it until the third day. Nowadays, your phone is literally part of your body organ. It fucking kills you. I was in pain. I didn't have that much hatred towards these guys at first. I was purely self-accusing. I was feeling guilty. I was angry at myself. I was hating myself. How can I be so careless? I was waiting for Uber because the Uber arrived. I was trying to find a car and I was looking at this. Yeah, he robbed it. One of I don't really have a structure with this video. I just want to tell you or document every single thought I have here as a video diary of my mental stew. Sorry if it's very every messy and everywhere. Just some of the lessons I learned through this traumatic experience. I've got my phone. This is the first time I got my phone stolen in my life or robbed. It's an iPhone Pro Max, 15 Pro Max. 256 gigabyte. I treat it like a baby. I got cases, I got screen protectors. I got it in perfect condition. One of the thing is I even have a string that put a circle around my wrist, but I that specific moment I didn't even put it. The moment I needed it the most. Could have saved me, but no. Another thing I learned from this incident is my risk appetite is very low. I used to think that I want a high and low life, like these extremely successful entrepreneurs or a hero in a story or a trader that makes $1 million this day and lose another million the second day. But I gradually realized that I just want a more peaceful life. I'd way rather have a more peaceful life because making an extra $1 million wouldn't change how I spend my days, honestly. The only place I know how to spend more money is just to stay at better hotels and eat better restaurants. That's it. But if the thought of losing $1 million will keep me awake at night and make me feel immense guilt because I just couldn't stop thinking the potential opportunity cost. Losing $1 million would fucking torture me. The opportunity cost I could have spent it on any other things. All those things could have buy the entire process, the beginning, middle, and the end of how I lose this money. Could you imagine? I know this is a terrible mentality to be in. Even my younger self would disagree with myself, my current self. I said this a lot when I was younger. Stop wasting so much mental energy on how to save money. Instead, think how to make more money. Right? Yet, until this day, I still have this terrible habit of comparing different merchants when shopping online. Yeah, I'm not as good as I thought. Another thing is, I'm now pro Second Amendment. Second Amendment in the USA is the guns, right? Whether people should be allowed to have guns. If I have guns at the moment, I swear to God, I will shoot those two people. I want them dead. I want slaughtered. I want their family to suffer. Fuck you. Fuck. I fucking hate you. I want you dead. If I could impose my personal laws, I would chop off both of his hands and let him bleed to death. The reason like the first few nights I couldn't even sleep Because for man, we have this fight or flight response. I will keep replay 1,000 times this scenario in my mind. My heart would just keep beating like crazy. Not and the real cost of losing your phone is all those verification code, the different apps, login, the download different stuff, the buy a new phone case, buy a new screen protector, and all those small detailed things that wasted so much of your life. People always say, "Oh, this is a hardship," but I didn't realize a moment, but it made me a more durable, resistant, more hardened people. Now I'm more ready to do my future, face my future hardship, obstacles. No, fuck that. It doesn't prepare you at all. It's self-deceiving. There's nothing to be look forward to in terms of misery. You don't get better. It's backward rationalization to make yourself feel better about the traumatic experience. It's a lying, self lie. There's another concept called the point of failure. Your passport, your phone, or your MacBook. Just lose it, your entire thing will fail. Your trip will fail. Like the entire system collapse. Just also, it has to allow to do my how I feel so goddamn terrible has a lot to do with expectation with reality. I'm not someone who loses stuff in my mind. In fact, I hate losing stuff. I stay at maybe I'm on the road 8 to 9 months a year, and I triple check every single hotel room and under the mattress, under the bed if I have lost anything. And I hate losing stuff. I always have this image on my mind that I'm just not someone who loses stuff. The huge contrast of me getting stolen my phone in the broad daylight is what traumatized me. Also, after this incident, when I now watch TikTok, throwing the Chinese TikTok, when I see people actually got into car accident, got them paralyzed, or these people who lost their entire homes in the California fire, or those unfortunate people who got cancer, I'm more empathetic. I do relate a lot more because although let's say in terms of robbery, it's statistics. I never thought I would be the statistics, but even it's 1 out of 1,000. But if it happens to you, it's 100%, right? Another thing I learned is that people don't care about you. There's a guy that was about 5 meters away. He saw this in. Another thing I learned that is people don't really care about you. They only care about themselves. There's a guy that saw me when I was screaming help, robbery in Spanish. He just looked. He didn't help at all. I was dreaming about some guy in the car who would open the door and stop the guy, some heroic actions, but no, nobody cared. The real cost of losing your phone is you need to log in the verification code in every single app. In the lost SIM card, you need to buy new case, new screen protector, new everything on top of the money you lose. Yeah, it's $1,000. I save $5 here, $10 there. Now like $1,000 poof just gone like that for 5 seconds of carelessness. I beat myself up so bad. After the guy took the phone out of my hand, I started chasing him. I was wearing Crocs, my shoes fly off. I got like duffel bag on my shoulder. I dropped on the ground. I dropped my backpack on the ground. I chased 20, 30 meters until he went off, but I couldn't stop. I couldn't keep chasing anymore because I need to go back to my backpack, where is my passport and my computer. I couldn't lose those. Then for the second 2 days, my whole feet hurts. Because I was running bare feet. The heel of my feet was hurting. My entire both of my frontal thigh are extremely pain, as if I've climbed the Mount Everest. I don't know why it hurts so bad, because it has to do with adrenaline, the amount of power and exertion you plow into your legs, the amount of damage you did to your muscles. Another lesson is that there's no nobility or honor in seeking misery. We don't become better people. We just cope and force a meaning onto it to make ourselves feel better. There's this YouTuber called Jordan Welch. Just as this incident happened, he posted a video of a robbery. Some people went to his house and robbed him $500,000 worth of watches and luxury or jewelries. That's like a lot of his hours just gone. It made me feel he's like a lot very relatable to him, but apparently his situation is way worse. When terrible things happen, there's this like 4 or 5 stages of emotions in terms of psychology: the denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance. I went through all of it. This is my first time getting robbed, but scams, yes. One time I sent some people I added on WeChat to buy plane ticket for $200-300. I sent him this money as because he said he could buy me flight tickets for 60% discounts. I thought he's probably using other people's credit card or whatever. But I even paid him like extra $60-70 for extra carry-on luggage, but he just disappeared. You know what I mean? Another time is trying to buy Songkran tickets in Thailand. Although I don't think it's a Thai people, it's very likely a Chinese guy just scamming. Because Thai people generally are very good people. Earlier, a few months ago, I got my volatile bicycle stolen. I wasn't really nowhere as upset because it's not electronics. There's no like, I didn't sink that much time into it. It's just a tool. Whereas I couldn't see a phone the same as a tool, you know. For the bike, because I put a lock on it, I did give it my best, right? I so I didn't beat myself up too bad like this time. Oh, this time I beat myself so bad at the self-accused, the self-hatred, the guilt. I want to kill myself that bad. I saw this podcast of 20VC's Harry Stebbings interview Couch's CEO, the Manu. I couldn't say his name. Ha- Apparently, people all go through hardships. For Harry Stebbings, one of his funds, three of his anchor fund givers, they just pull out, and he was calling his mom crying in the rain. His mom said, "The harder it is, the better the story could come out of it." The Couch CEO, he said, "There's like 2 times that 80% of the team stopped believing him, just left." He also called his mom, and his mom's version of answer is some religious voodoo stuff. The first night I barely and slept a few hours. The second night a little bit better. Third night more hours, but every single night the traumatic experience, the heartbeat. Oh my god! This whole experience was so bad that I decided to end my trip, South America trip early. Otherwise, I was gonna go to Santiago of Chile before coming back to New York. Whatever. I had to fly like 18 hours. It's 2 hour flight, 10.5 hour flight, 2 hour flight. For my last 2 hour flight, there was a 2.5 hour delay, and we weren't even waiting at the airport lounge. We were waiting inside the cabin, just sitting for 2.5 hours, because there's like toilet waste, some maintenance issue. They just couldn't take off. But at this point, I'm peaceful, I'm calm, because after going through that, nothing could bother me anymore. I mentioned this already. The perception of loss is like 10 times greater than the perception of gain. Losing $1,000 versus gaining $1,000 is nowhere on the same scale, because this loss aversion thing is huge. Also, the mental accounting. What is mental accounting? For example, a box of chocolate. If it's just candy, it's worth $5. But if it's wrapped in pretty package in terms of gifts for the Valentine, okay, you can sell it for $35. That's the difference. If I'm paying extra for other stuff that's within the expectation of overpaying, I'll be fine with it. But losing a phone and pay the cost of it was not part of any of my um, expectation. And happiness is never your absolute state. It is only the difference between the reality and your expectation. If the reality is better than your expectation, then you feel happiness. If the reality is worse than your expectation, you feel terrible, terrible, terrible. Had I taken into consideration that, hey, I might lose this phone, I would feel way better. I would be mentally prepared, but I was not. Another thing is that I just couldn't fucking stop thinking about the million choices I could have done. I could have left the hotel at 2 o'clock instead of 4. I was honestly looking at the Uber price already. But I was so fucking stupid. I was enjoying the massage chair at the hotel. I had this wrist strap on the phone, but I just didn't use it at the second. I could have stepped the hotel like 1 minute later. The motor guy wouldn't be there. I could just step 1 meter away from the edge of the road. But I have terrible, maybe just awareness. I said whatever, but in the end, it just happened. A million different choices, different path. I could have went to another hotel, and this whole thing would not have happened. Oh my god, it's all about a perception, right? I think now I'm at a very, very low point in my life, despite of being the rejected by private membership clubs, co-working club, micro jobs. Mom had fights with me. Family don't like my career choice. I have zero friends in my life. I'm just at a very dark, low, and trough point in my life. Something's not right with me. I started having psychology problems. And I've also said that if you're getting happier as you get older, you're doing it wrong. Apparently, I'm doing it wrong. Whatever approach I'm currently using, like the life efficiency, make the most out of your short-term existence and your life. Make make the most of out of your given circumstances, your given cards. Whatever these philosophies are, they're making me feel miserable and terrible. They're taking a toll on my mental health. I don't know if I make more money, I'll feel better. Just the immense amount of guilt I feel while losing the phone, like six, seven, 800, $1,000. How many nails, manicure and pedicure feet my mom has to wash to make all this money? Just the guilt. I'm 27. I still couldn't retire my mom. So there are two types of people in this world. One is the kind that attribute every single problem or blame onto the external world. Oh, it's the Paraguay government's fault. It's the police fault. It's the society's fault. It's those thieves. It's their fault. They robbed me. However, I'm the opposite. I never think of it like that. I'm the type of person that always attribute 100% of the problem onto myself. The pro of such a trait is you're more likely to be successful because you believe you're the one in control. You can control things. However, the downside is you get extremely harsh on yourself. I w- Whenever I think of that, I will have such strong hatred and blame myself, accuse myself. I cannot find the proper words in English to describe this feeling, but I just hate myself so bad for being so careless, for being 10 seconds of carelessness in my life that caused such big trouble in my life. Now it's been 6 weeks. I'm still feeling bad. The police brought me into their car. So even at one point at the traffic light, they turned the siren on. We went to the building where my iPhone was last seen. It's not too far away, about 5 minutes by motor, like 3 to 5 minutes away in this tall rise residential building. We went there. Pretty sure at that specific point the phone was turned off permanently. In fact, as I just checked, it was never turned on again because I know the thieves. They know this phone is being tracked and the owner is desperately trying to find it. They will turn it back on like sometime into the future. Maybe sell parts because I think Apple will lock this phone to be able to connect to any SIM card ever again, only Wi-Fi only. When I checked the Facebook marketplace of Paraguay, a lot of iPhones 14, 15, 16, they're being sold with the title Wi-Fi only, which means those are robbed. That's why they cannot use any SIM card. They can only use Wi-Fi. I hope this anti-theft mechanism will be more and more perfect into the future to protect the true ownership of those phones away from robbery and theft. Theft is a lot more common in Europe, and robbery, like blatant rob, is more common in South America, in my opinion. But anyway, after the police brought me to this location where my iPhone was last seen, we the people at the front lobby helped me to check the camera. It's no point in checking because they said we tried to find those thieves. Let's say even if we find them on the camera, we didn't, which we didn't. But they said they're pretty sure that neither of them entered the building, so it's pointless. Pointless. They just drive by. The reason why my heartbeat will go like crazy, and this incident is like a terrible car crash accident happening again and again in my brain, keep me awake at night, is because as male, like our adrenaline pump and rush go extremely crazy. I swear there were so many scenarios I thought of. Let's say this, as you can see from the camera footage, as soon as the thief took the phone out of my hand, I went out to reach for it. I was even thinking about doing the leap of faith to just jump, holding on, bring him down. Or I got stuck in the motor, got dragged along. I'm at blood all over the ground. And I was, as soon as those thieves are gone, I looked back. However, at that specific moment, no matter how many motos there actually are in this video, like within a visible distance, there's no any motos coming by. I swear, I was thinking so many times, oh, this moto, I'm gonna stop it. Hey, please help me. I got robbed. Go chase that moto. Can you please help me? I thought of this scenario so many times, and it's those fight of adrenaline, fight or flight response that keep me awake. I just couldn't take it in calmly and smoothly. But now it's been a week since the incident. I still have not received my new phone that I ordered from online. So I'm just gonna feel terrible, feel sorry for myself for not like a bitch. The sucks, the disappointment in myself, the self blame, the self accusement, the self hatred. Just terrible, terrible. That's 20 minutes of complete bullshit. Good night. In the last few months, I always thought, oh, if I'm solo, that means the only way now going forward is up. Little did I know that it just got lower, 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 lower. Goodbye. At least I'm not one of. I couldn't say my life is ruined, but my throat hurts now. I don't want to talk anymore. Good night.